Hello friends, welcome to the module 9 of our Node.js training course on my channel Let's Learn. In this module we will cover the essential topics like what is the middleware function, what are the different types of middleware functions, and along with this I will also explain next function that is basically used in the middleware functions. So before moving further, I would like to request my viewer that if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notification of more such videos. I will add the links of all my videos in this tutorial in the description section. So now let's start. So the first one is what is the middleware functions. So middleware functions are the functions that have access to the request object, response object, and the next function. It's basically a callback function in our application's request response cycle. The middleware functions can perform the different tasks, like it can execute any code written in the middleware function, it can change the request and response object, and it can even end the request response cycle. If needed, it can send the response to the client. Since we can define any number of the middleware functions in a single request response flow. The order of the middleware functions, the order of loading of middleware function is very important. Middleware functions that are loaded first will be executed first. This we can understand while we will go through the code. Now let's understand the different types of the middleware functions. So the different types of middleware functions are like built-in middleware functions, third-party middleware functions, our own custom middleware function that we are developing, an application level middleware function, router level middleware functions, error handling middleware functions. So let's understand these middleware functions, and before describing these middleware functions, I am thinking to give a little overview about the code that I have written here to explain middleware functions. So this is the code that I have written, and this is our starting file, that is the app.js file, and in this kind of file I have already created in my previous module. So to get more idea, you can go through my previous module like module 8 or module 7. So here in app.js, first I have imported the Express, and then I have imported the body parser Morgan, and then here I have created our app Express object, and this port number I have defined, and then here I am registering all my middleware functions, and then here I am registering my routes. So the one difference from the app.js file that I had created in my module 8 video is that I had created all the routes here in app.js file, and generally this is not the good practice because it will make your app.js file very clumsy. So generally we should create routes in different file, and we should name it something like routes, and that's what I have done, and I have created all my routes here in this file, route file. So if you see here, I have created basically one hello world route that is of type method get, another one is the contact route, it is also of get, and here I am passing middleware functions, and here it is sending this response. I have created one same API again, that is get contact, and it is just here the message is different. If you see here, the message was contact detail, and here I am sending the response as another contact details. So just message is little different, and another difference is that here I am passing this middleware function, and here I am not passing any middleware functions. So this is the difference. So I will explain why I have created these two same routes. I will explain this. And the next route is the submit route. It is of type post, and here I am returning this JSON. So these routes I have created, and now from here I am exporting this router object. This router object I have created very start. So here I had created this router object from the Express. Okay, so this way you can create the router object, and here you can define all your routes. Okay, and this router file I have imported here in app.js. Here if you see, I have imported this router file under the routes keyword, and then this route keyword I am registering with our app by using app.use. And if you remember, I had mentioned that loading of middleware function, the rhythm of loading of middleware functions plays a very important role, because if one middleware function is getting loaded first, then it will execute first. So that's how the rhythm is very important in case of middleware functions. So if you see here, I am first loading this body parser middleware function. Body parser is basically for parsing all the JSON data that is coming under the request body. And another middleware function is Morgan. This is basically used for logging the data. And this is one application level middleware. This is the custom middleware I have defined. And here after loading all these middleware functions, then I am loading here my route. So this route file I'm loading, and at the end I have created one error handler middleware. So at the end I am loading this error handler middleware functions, so that if any error is happening in any one of any route or any middleware function, then that will be taken care by the error handler. Okay, and here finally I'm starting my server. So now let's understand each middleware function. So the first middleware function is the built-in middleware function. So these are the middleware function that basically comes with the Express. So you do not need to import, or you do not need to install any npm package to get these kind of middleware functions. So for example, these kind of middleware functions are like body parser is a kind of middleware functions that comes with the Express, so that we can directly use, no need to install it. Okay, the second one is the third party middleware functions. So third party middleware functions are the basically middleware function that we get from some third party npm packages, and we need to install those npm packages. So for example, here Morgan is a third party npm package and we have installed it. If we go through the package.json file, so here we will see that we have installed this Morgan. Okay, so it is not coming under the Express. We will have to separately install it. Okay, and next one is our own custom middleware function. So whatever the middleware functions we are developing, so those are our own custom middleware functions. So for example, I have developed few middleware functions under the file this custom middleware. Here I have developed three middleware function. One is the application middleware function. It's just a name, and here I am passing in all of your middleware function. You will have to pass these three parameters: request, response, and next. Next, as I have mentioned, it's basically a callback functions, so that it will pass the control to the next middleware function. Means I am saying it's a callback, but not exactly it is a callback. It's just passing the control from one middleware to the next middleware functions. Okay, and second one, I have created the route middleware, and here also I am passing these three parameters. These three parameters are must, and if you see, from every middleware function I am calling the next function. Okay, and here I have written some logic that if here if you see, if I am calling the name is equal to a special, then I'm calling next with some passing some parameter. If it is error, then I'm calling next by passing one, otherwise I'm passing calling next without any parameter. Third is the error handler. So this is little different middleware functions, because here instead of the three parameters you will have to pass the four parameter. And here the first parameter is your error object. Whatever the error is happening, that will come under this parameter, and rest three parameters are same as the request, response, and next. So error handler middleware function will always have the four parameters, and again same name, you can give here any name. Okay, I have given the name error handler, you can give any name here. So here I'm just doing this console log, and then from here I'm returning the response. So this is about the custom middleware function. Now application level middleware functions. So these three middleware functions can be either built-in, or can be third party, or can be our own custom middleware function. It all depends where you are using these middleware functions. So for example, application level middleware function, so if any middleware function that you are using throughout the application for all of your routes, so in that case it will be termed as the application level middleware function. For example, if you see here this middleware functions, application level middleware function, if you see I have registered these middleware functions here only. Okay, app.use in the app file here I have directly registered it. Okay, and without before this route. So what will happen that for each and every route this middleware function will execute. Not only this, but these three middleware functions will execute for each and every route. So these three middleware functions can be termed as the application level middleware functions. Now route level middleware function. So suppose if any middleware functions you have defined specifically for a particular route, then that middleware function will be termed as the route level middleware functions. So for example, if you see, this is the route level middleware functions I have defined, and I have used it in one of our route, that is the contact route. So here only I am using this route middleware function, otherwise I am not using it anywhere. You can use this route level middleware function in more than one route. It's not necessary that you can use it in only one route. You can use it in more than one route. Okay, so this is the route level middleware functions. Now the third one is the error handling middleware functions. So name itself is suggesting that there should be one middleware function in your application that will handle all kind of error, all kind of unhandled error will be handled by this middleware functions. Explain what is the next functions. So throughout in this discussion I have already mentioned that next behaves like a callback function, but it's not exactly a callback function. So it's basically transfer the control from one middleware function to the next middleware function. So for example, here if you see, we have first registered these three middleware function: body parser, Morgan, and then application middleware function. So suppose whenever any new request is coming, first control will go into this function body parser, and from here we are calling next function, means this is a built-in middleware, so it is calling the next function, and once next function is triggered, then only control will come here. From here again next function is triggered, then control will come here in our custom application middleware function. And if we go here, then here we can see we are doing some console log, and then we are calling the next, and as we are calling the next, then only control will come to our particular route. So here control will go into the route file, and then it will come into the particular routes. So that's how the next function works. So again, if we see here that in most of the cases we are not passing any parameter in the next function. We are not passing any parameter in the next function. So is it that we cannot pass any parameter, or if we will pass any parameter in the next function, then it is going to give any error? So yes, generally we should not pass any parameter in the next function, or if we are passing any parameter in the next function, then those cases or those scenarios are the special scenarios. So for example, here I am passing under next function, I am passing one parameter, and this is string route. So this is basically done when suppose some scenarios has happened, and you want that after this line of the code, whatever the next middleware functions are there, those middleware functions should not execute, and it should directly go to the next route. So in this scenario we should call this route, we should pass the route function. So what will happen if we are passing the route? Then first control will come here, it will call this route middleware function, control will go here, and suppose if we are passing name is equal to a special, then this condition will match, control will come here, and it will call the next function with route keyword. So what will happen, that control will not come here, control will not print these things, control will try to find the next API with same route. Okay, so here I have defined one more route with the same API name, and this is the one. So control will come here, and then it will execute these things. Okay, instead of executing these, control will execute this one. So thus we understood the importance of passing the route string under the next function. Now what if we are passing some any value other than this route keyword? So in that case, control will consider it that some error has happened, and control will try to find that is there any default error handler, is there any such error middleware is there, like this middleware we have defined. And if it will find such kind of error middleware, then control will come here and it will skip all other things. Control will directly come here and it will execute these lines of the code. So this is what the next function do. And generally as a reminder, we should not pass any parameter in the next function, and if we are passing the parameter in the next function, that then those scenarios should be a special scenario. And here in the next function, either we can pass this route keyword if we want to forward our request to the similar next route, and we can pass any other things other than this route keyword. And if we are doing this, then control will go to your error handler middleware. Okay, so this thing we should keep in mind. Now let's run it and see how the things are working. So I have started this server is running on the port 3000, and here first I am executing the hello world. So here it has given the response. Now let's see what is happening in the hello world. First come here. So first it will go this middleware function, then it will go to this middleware function, and then it will go to the application level middleware function. In application level middleware function, what we are doing, we are printing this console. So if you see, it is printing this console, and then it is returning this response, hello world response it is returning. Okay, so it is returning this one, and then logging is happening. So this logging is happening. Okay, now let's trigger the contact. So here under name I am passing simple abc, I am not passing a special or error like this. So here I am just passing name is equal to abc. So control, it will not come under these if else, control will come inside here and it will simply run it. So if you see here, it has given the contact details. Contact detail name is equal to this. That means control has come here, and from here control has gone back to here, and it has returned this response. Okay, now let's see what will happen if we are passing name is equal to a special. So let's see this. Here I am passing name is equal to a special. Okay, so if you see here, now the response has changed. It has printed another contact details API result. Another contact detail API result means this one. So it has printed this one. Okay, so why this has happened? Because first control has come here, from here it went to the route middleware. Inside route middleware, name is equal to special, this condition matched, and then control has called next by passing the route keyword, and because of that control is skipped this part and it directly came here and it has sent this response. So this response is coming. What will happen if we will pass here the key string like error? Then if we see here, it is sending this response, success is equal to false and error has happened. Why it is happening? Because first control is coming here, and then from here control is going to the route middleware, and route middleware here name is equal to error, this is matching. So control is calling next is equal to 1, and then next is equal to 1 means it will search for the error handler, and this is the error handler. So control is coming here, it is printing this console. If you see here, it is printing this console, and then it is returning this response. So here it doesn't mean that we can pass only one. Here we can pass here anything, whatever. If we are passing anything other than this, that means it will consider that error has happened. For example, I am passing this one. Now let's see, control C, I am restarting my server. Now let's come here again. Here I am passing error, and then let's see. So same, control has come to the error handler and it has printed this one. Okay, so this is all I am having today to share with my viewers in this module about the middleware function in Express.js in Node.js. So stay tuned for more exciting Node.js topic in our upcoming videos. Don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with the latest Node.js tutorial videos. If you have any question or need help, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Happy coding.